Today is certainly a historic day for anyone that remembers that 14th Street bridge crash in 1982, as the helicopter that saved so many people is reassembled in its new home in the National Law Enforcement Museum.
There's no question this July heat wave is a scorcher. So how can kids that want to play outside stay cool and safe? 2 summer camps show us their style.
First it was Seattle, and then Starbucks joined nationwide. Now DC might be the next city to join the fight against plastic straws.
I'm Kristen Rary. Here at the Justice Department, we have reports of an active shooter. We saw police and dogs running in. We will have more information soon. Hey everyone, I'm Kristen Rary here at Nats Park Stadium for the All-Star Game right here in DC. We saw a little bit of rain earlier, but it's mostly cleared up now. And now the teams are inside getting ready to get that win.
And the school drive has everything from new notebooks to new books, most supplies being donated at the end of last year.
But DC Metro and firefighters say that a woman was walking down these stairs when she was shoved. That shove caused her to fall dozens of stairs until she landed at the bottom. Management says the center will be open and ready for visitors in September of 2019. For News 4, I'm Kristen Rary. Devon Gales has already beat so many odds by overcoming complete paralysis. His next goal is walking on his own. Summer has just started, but administrators at Prince George's County are still already thinking about school for next year. Their main focus, will they have enough teachers? 6 months after the initial incident, FBI investigators are researching what happened during the shooting of Bijan Geyser. Boating deaths have already been a huge issue in the Maryland area this year. In the last 4 weeks, 5 people have already drowned. The one thing they had in common, none of them were wearing a life jacket. Hey guys, I'm Kristen Rary here at Z Burger, where we just had the 9th annual burger eating contest. Molly Schuyler crushed it with 27 burgers in 10 minutes. I don't know if I can do it, but I sure am gonna try.
Today is certainly a historic day for anyone that remembers that 14th Street bridge crash in 1982, as the helicopter that saved so many people is reassembled in its new home in the National Law Enforcement Museum.
36 years ago, on one of the coldest, iciest days in DC history, Air Florida Flight 90 hit the 14th Street Bridge and landed in the Potomac River, killing 72 people. Despite weather being thought too harsh to fly in, one helicopter made the difference, pulling the only 5 survivors out of the icy water, saving them. To this day, it is considered one of the greatest aviation rescues in history.
That is not something we hope to ever do. A tremendously risky maneuver, high risk for high results.
Now that helicopter has been completely restored to its mint condition, and it's being installed in a brand new museum.
It's pretty rough, and it certainly didn't look like it didn't have the U.S. Park Police colors anymore. The interior had been changed over. I mean, it had worked hard.
Just before being sold for scrap, the helicopter was tracked down and given new life, front and center of the museum entrance.
It would have been a terrible, terrible shame had we lost this aircraft, if history had lost this aircraft.
Museum Director Dave Bryant says it certainly is more than just a museum piece.
It will show a side of law enforcement that sometimes people don't necessarily recognize, and that is, in this case, the heroic efforts of the pilots and the operators of this aircraft, the rescue and the saving of lives during that air crash.
It's hard to forget the image of the victims being pulled out of the water that day. And now, visitors to the museum never will. For News 4, I'm Kristen Rary. Police now have 10 warrants out for a man who fled the scene of a car chase, leaving behind 2 little girls.
I want my daddy because he's going to jail.
Police body cam footage shows this 4-year-old little girl crying after her father led a car chase and accident before running through the woods and fleeing the scene just minutes before.
He didn't have any outstanding warrants. Maybe he thought he did.
Police say 28-year-old Demario Evans flew through a stop sign and started a car chase before abandoning 2 little girls and running into the woods where the officer lost track of him. This woman, who had her girlfriend's 1-year-old in the car as well, begged him to stop.
I said, why are you running? Stop running. I said, we got babies in the car. Yeah. We got babies in the car. Stop running. And then I said, you can make us have rape.
Investigators say Evans was living in this abandoned house where officers believe he came to get his things before police could arrive. The only livable room? his daughters, the same 4-year-old who he left behind after the police had chased him.
Children were small. She could not tell there were small children in the back.
Police say if they had known children were in the car, they probably would not have chased Evans. The 1-year-old, who was believed to be Evans' niece, was picked up by her mother at the side of the chase and taken home.
He needed to just go ahead and turn himself in.
Evans' whereabouts are still unknown, but both girls have been reunited with their mothers. Police tell us that before the girl was reunited with her mother, they brought her back to the station and got her a Happy Meal. For anyone who thinks back-to-school shopping is a bummer, that's because they've never met Farida Saladin. This studious 7-year-old getting ready to take on the 2nd grade, with a little help from Montgomery County's annual school supply drive.
It feels really great to get new school supplies because, like, the big pencils I really like, and my mom doesn't have to waste all her money.
Here, none of the moms or dads do. Volunteers work to make sure any kid who needs supplies can get them for free.
And the school drive has everything from new notebooks to new books, most supplies being donated at the end of last year.
It's just very important to see, and it feels good to know that what you're doing makes a difference for others.
And for some, the new school year can't come soon enough.
We're going to have new teachers, new friends, new stuff. It's going to be amazing, like a dream.
In Montgomery Village, Kristen Rary, News 4.